The taco president hits again. Now we need to try and understand whether what he says actually has any effect. What are the long-term effects? Does this actually really change anything? Is the real question. And I kind of feel that there's one thing about what he said. One thing about what he said that makes me question a lot. It makes me question a lot because it's kind of like, it's like, why? Why did you say that? That's the thing. Hello, Enrich Gardens. How you doing? Make sure I'm gonna share it into the group as well, so everyone can actually look into the Alpha Hunters group, and we can see. Oh wow, there's a lot of things going on here. One second. What is going on here? Technology in it, bruv. Come on, work. All right. That is what I like. It worked per first time. Orange lost war. Well, we will see. We will see. I'm gonna get on to what I'm gonna be talking about very, very quickly, because there is a lot of is going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There he is. Good afternoon, brother. Orange monster using war to manipulate is an all-time low. It's not all-time low. Someone made $500 million. What's low about that? Make the money, you know what I'm saying, bruv? Make some money, utilize the money, create a full-blown pullback in the market, then at the same time pump her up, and 5 minutes before put in an option that will make you $500 million. Nothing is wrong with that. I want everyone to really be clear about what I'm saying, because when you think about it, if you think about it, that's how you make money. You become friends with the orange man, or get close to him, and then just hit those long orders instantaneously. You know what I'm saying? But look, this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'll say. This is the thing that I'm talking about. In this life today, we have to be laser focused on a lot of things. All right. We have to question everything. We have to try and understand why this was done, what the reality is, what's going on. Because if you think of these moves as on face value, then you're going to be in a scenario where things may not be in your benefit. Because look, the timeline of effects is very suspicious. It's super duper suspicious, because on Saturday he gives them a 48-hour period. A 48-hour period. Do you think Solana can hit all-time high by 2030? No chance. Oh, maybe, yeah, 2030. I think he's going to say this year. Yeah, definitely could be. If we look at the time events, on Saturday, he gives 48 hours. Otherwise, he's going to annihilate the whole country. Right? He's going to go a full-blown, full port, go crazy, and go after everyone. Hello, Mr. TLO Gus, right? And then when he starts to see that, and he knows, this is the thing, this is why things are really, really interesting about what's going on right now, is that he says on Monday that there is this conversations happen, and there's going to be a 5-day ceasefire. Now, obviously, the markets have a move, and we're going to get to that. We're going to get to a lot of things on the markets, and if you want to check that out, you can see I think it's here. You can see my screen here. You should also follow that as well. I'm going to be doing a daily show, by the way, for everyone to understand. I'm going to be doing more on there so people can get the more visual stuff, because I found out that on TikTok, they don't really like me showing data. They just like me talking about it. So that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. The situation where we are right now, this ceasefire is what we have to take it as. Because if we think about this, let's just think about it logically. What has changed in this 48 hours that would dictate this ceasefire to happen, especially when we get press releases from the Iranian government saying that there is no conversation. So we have to ask us this question: Are we going to see a like this is a real ceasefire? Is there no is there no attacks or no missions going into to Iran? Is there no rockets flying? Because if the Iranian national if the government of Iran does a press release saying that they don't have this conversation, they're not having these talks, then what is this? What is this? And it comes down to this. If Donald Trump had not done this, the markets would have gone into a spiral. And the reason why it would have gone into a spiral is because and by the way, if you guys want to check out what I'm looking at right now, right? You can see it here. You guys can go and check it out. And you can understand from that. It's better because I can show the screen. I'd show it on TikTok, but I don't want to risk it anymore. It's just absolutely like ridiculous on that side. So do you know what to do? You can do that kind of thing and check it out there. But why is there two open? This is the real question. It's it. All right. What was I saying? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. Now, right. Is that right? I apologize. 1 second. Just checking something out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Here. All right. Okay. Good. You can see that clearly, right? Can you see that? This is for the TikTok group. You can see this clearly, right? Can you see that clearly? Are you guys see? Okay. Whatever. It's fine. You guys just don't answer me. It's all right. No problem. Now, okay, good, great. And everyone on the tube, everyone there, can you just like press hello and all that kind of stuff? I want to hear you guys know that I'm there. Hello, Sylvia. Oh, okay, cool. Hello, yes, everyone, awesome. All right. By the way, if you guys on the tube, you can move the line across and you can see it more up to date. Right. Now, the reason why, and it's super duper suspicious, is that this was called at the exact point. Firstly, I drew the 6,505. That area was, but it was called at the exact moment that the S&P 500 had broken this 200-day moving average and simple average. We can't see it. Well, if you want to see it, if you go right here, you see my screen, and you can see that there. You can check it out there. It's all there. It's really easy to do. Simple. Do you see it? No, I know there's no. You see the see my screen? See that? See my screen. If you go further down, you can see it there. I've missed this. That's why I do it. I love it. You can go there, check it out. Also follow and press the bell. I'm gonna be doing a lot more in-depth videos there if you want to understand. Now, so he called it the exact time that this thing was moving over the 200-day moving average and a simple average, and those are times where you see massive cascading events. Now, we need to ask this question: has he done enough to save this? Right? Because what's going on this week is really, really important to understand. This is a relief from what was coming, because it's extremely, extremely important to understand that it's 5 days. Why 5 days? Why not 6? Why not 7? Why is the weekend out of this ceasefire that Iran doesn't seem to understand and know anything about? Why? And the only thing I can think of, and the only thing that makes sense. One second. Did the yields go down? Okay, I'm not looking, right? I'm not looking. I just got goosebumps there. I think I might have... Did the 10? Okay, I haven't looked. I didn't look. I bet you anything that the US the US 10-year treasury yields are down. I bet you anything it's down. Anything. I just figured out what he's done. Live, by the way. I figured out what he's done live. Wow. Yeah, he's definitely going in on the weekend. He's definitely going in the weekend. This thing is not going to last. Bet you the dollar's down as well. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. Boots on the ground, no good. I have a inkling I know what he's done. So they have US bond sale this week. You look sad. I'm not sad. Nothing sad about. I mean, I was up 60K and then I closed it at 40K. I mean, technically there was 20K's worth of 20K's worth of profit I missed that, but that doesn't make me sad. I still made 40K, whatever. Does everything on the weekend so market don't? No, it's not that. So the USA has a bond sale this week. They're selling US treasuries this week. Debt. And at the same time, what time was this? Oh my God, 1 second. Wait, what was the exact time that he sent out the tweet? Sorry, I'm just having a light bulb moment right now. 1 second. What was the exact time you sent out the tweet? 11 a.m. GMT. 1 second. Sorry, I had the show. Something's just popped in my mind. I'm just trying to. It expires at. Okay, all right. So what Donald Trump is doing is that he caused this is definitely not him, right? Okay. Whoever did this is a genius. I missed it. Oh my God. Wait, who knew? What is the I'm sorry, I know this is really confusing, but things are running. What's all right, I know what he's done. Right. So on Friday, mark my words, Mark my words, oil options are going to cause oil to tank aggressively. No, actually, no, to spike aggressively. They're going to spike aggressively on Friday, right? Because what he's done is that he's created, oh, that is so insane. Okay. What he's done, he created on Saturday, he created an event that would make the markets have put options or call options for oil by Friday, because it takes Friday. The options are a week from Monday to Friday. And he made it look like if this continued over the week, oil would have gone to an absolute insane price. It would be, what is oil at the moment? 1 second. That's wild that happened. Okay, cool. Right. Oil would have rocketed around the 120 to 125, right? It would have passed that all-time high area here. I would be surprised if it didn't go above 125. So he induced option traders. That's so clever. He induced option traders to go against oil and then tweeted this. Babyface, did you miss me? I don't know who you are, but I always miss everyone in my community. To go against the market after he tweeted those put options, call options would expire by Friday, causing a gamma hedging cascade, causing institutions to buy gold, 1 second, and US treasuries, so they could sell US debt at a lower yield. Oh, damn. Kitty, I'm so sorry. Why would you be sad? It's the cold. I don't. Oh, damn. That is. I am floored. I am floored at the extreme level of manipulation this guy has done. I am floored. But you need to ask yourself this question. There is, firstly, this ceasefire narrative is bullcrap. I don't know of a ceasefire that lasts 5 days. What is it? 5 days of ceasefire? What are you going to do in 5 days? What are you going to do in ceasefire? And anyone, please explain to me what can be settled in 5 days when everyone is denying this conversation happening. And at the same time, they need to control someone that they can't control. I can't say the name, right? No. It gets even better, Joey. It gets even better because my brain juices are working now. This 1 week of relief is now getting. You believe you're on? Why would they lie about it? Okay, I'm gonna get to that instant. I'm gonna get to that conversation. This week is gonna allow capital allocators, hedge funds, pension funds, to rebalance their books, and then we will see what happens on Sunday or Saturday on the weekend. Because on one hand, what ceasefire could happen? What could have happened that would, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. The only way I see Iran giving up or actually accepting anything is if America does massive they give them everything that they want, or a large amount of what they want, whether it's a deal or removing of sanctions or something on that level. Because I'll say this, right? I'll say this. As much as I would like to say America was winning, Iran had the upper hand at this present moment, because they've absolutely annihilated their economy through sanctions. So them not having the Strait of Hormuz would mean nothing. And the thing is, if America had done what they did on the weekend, if they had gone after all of the those power, all the electricity and gas mains and all that kind of stuff in Iran, Iran would have done all of that to the Gulf countries. And if you think about it, who would turn out worse from that scenario? It's anyway. That's another note. But the bigger problem here, not Iran. Not are you protect yourselves. Protect yourself, mister. I'm going to explain this to you. I'll say it this way. USA was doing so well, they lifted sanctions on not only Russia, but Iran. They lifted sanctions of Iran. That's not the indicator of someone winning the conflict. And I'll say this. Say I'm wrong. Say actually there was a meeting, and it is and it's perfectly happened on before New York Open. Just say that happens. Just say that. Just say it was like perfect timing, and everything was beautiful and all that kind of stuff. Say that happens, and he's one of the best orators that make the deal, art of the deal, all that kind of stuff. There was none of that issues in the world. Say all that happened, right? The damage is already done. If as I said yesterday, gas is a Biden price for a month. You think protect yourself. I don't think you are getting what I'm saying. The damage is already done. There's politics going on which is beyond your basic theories. You have a tunnel vision. Do you have proof to what you're saying? Or is it just you just think, feel, and believe? The damage is already done. I want to be clear here. You are not going to see oil prices below $60 for a long time. A long time. And if you think that there's going to be any level of there's going to be no effect to inflation or to growth or to any of the issues there, sky is always falling. I think Trump is that word, but the world isn't ending. It's not about the world ending. It's about what you expect is going to happen. What are the realities of cost of living, cost of price, inflation, the factors that actually drive this market? Let me ask this question to you. Protect yourself. I want your actual inner thoughts on what's going on, right? And for everyone else on the tube. If prices are going up, inflation print is higher, and then Donald Trump's man cuts interest rates, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm curious. That's the thing I'm going to explain. It's bad, right? So if we look at this understanding, and I did a video about it, right? And I think I have the, I don't have it here. I'll send it. Actually, in fact, I'll show you. I'll send it in now. It's bad. And this is the situation, right? If we see inflation going up, but unemployment not getting worse, because the Fed have not priced in any unemployment at all, and I mean at all. Their minutes, which in fact, I'm going to send it in 1 second. Let me send this in because it's important. I want to show you guys because this is super duper important. I mean, I want everyone to be clear about this. This is not going in a good direction, and I want everyone to understand this. 1 second. I'm going to send a few things. 1 second. Just stop it. Okay. Send that. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, good. I'll send this. If Iran gets then inflation is irrelevant. Who says they were going for that? Why are they not going after North Korea? If that was the main aim, why were they not going after North Korea? They're far more militant against USA. I'm just curious. I'm just trying to get the answer to that question. What would be the means if that was the real reason? Why would they not go after other regions that actually are a threat to the USA, that have missiles that can reach the USA? Just curious. There isn't a single missile technology that can reach the USA. Not one. But North Korea has that. Why would they not go after them? See, this is the thing. This is what the thing. You have to think outside of what they're telling you, because what they tell you, right, is something that makes you band with what they're doing. But in reality, this conflict is, there are other reasons here. But look, let me show you this. I want to show you this as well. And I did a video about it, but no one watched it, so I just put it in the thing. Right. I want to make a clear also understanding about this, right? And I want to let me just bring this up so I can show it to you. The show, I planned it a different way, but this has become an epiphany moment while I was live. All right, okay, here we go. Okay. So I didn't know people didn't know this, right? I want to show it to you. Because I want to see what's changed. If I want to see the price change. Here we go. This is it. Right. I didn't know that people didn't know this, right? But you know that this isn't the oil price, right? That $88 is not the oil price, right? I want people to, I want to make sure that people, I wonder if everyone actually knows that. Does everyone know that this 88.8 is not the actual oil price, and that there are different oil prices for every single region in the world? So this is the thing. So a lot of people look at oil as the oil futures, right? But if you really look at which weeks, I'm going to look at that. If you look at the and I know it's paper price, but this is how actual oil trading is done. It's not done on the average price of the futures. Those are future contracts that are traded, but actual oil prices are different in the world. And you don't really see many that's at $88. You don't see many. And you're seeing a lot of things still above 130, 135, $137. So I want to say this. If the LNG output is disrupted, if the USA is clambering to get as much oil output into the world as possible, if there is this throughput difficulty in the world, and I'll say this to you, right? And I'll say this to you in a very, very clear way. So this is just going to give you the realities here, right? The oil that's in the Strait of Hormuz, those 2,000 ships that are sitting there, to get to its destination will take an average of a month. 1 month to get to its destination with that oil. That's how much of a disruption that's happened. And that's not taking in the understanding that there's been 2 weeks of of disruption already. So if this stops today, it stopped today, everything's over, there's no more conflict, which I am very, very doubtful, right? I'm going to say this to everyone, that in 4 weeks' time to 6 weeks' time, this is going to rear its ugly head like you would not believe. I just want to say this. Now, does that mean that we can't rally? Of course we could rally. Of course we could rally. The market right now is just fully going, yeah, Brev, we're listening to this, man. This guy is taco only one way. You know what I'm saying, Brev? All this is completely fine. All of what he said on Saturday obviously didn't mean anything. But when he said that he would go in to Iran, that wasn't taco, right? And at the same time, we're in this scenario where obviously there's no inflation, right? There's no inflation is going to happen. None of this stuff is going to happen. So how am I playing this, right? I'm going to take it as it comes. I would be... I can be wrong, right? I'm not going to say anything because I don't like to predict. I like to react to what's going on, right? I'm going to let this settle a little bit because what's happening right now is hella sketchy. And we have, especially if we're looking at Bitcoin, right? We have got a long way to go before we can get to anyone that's anyway seriously understanding that this thing is changing. The trend is still down. Hello, Master. How you doing? Years, but if it starts going again, we will tank very hard. I think we are going to. This is a momentary effect, in my humble opinion. I think the actual bottom of this market, I think when things really, really start to maybe find a new ground, is probably gonna be around October, November. I still believe that not only does the S&P 500, no, I mean, look, it's settling anyway, whatever, right? Not only does the S&P 500 need to have a more of an aggressive pullback to at least test these. I mean, look. Let's make it ultra stupid simple, right? It's having it's curling over at least to sub 6,000, in my humble opinion. At least, say a 50% retrace. I mean, to the 50% of the Fibonacci. I at least, because it's there. It's there every time that we've seen this settling of the S&P 500 underneath the 200-day moving average and simple average, where it hasn't been on the lower end of the trend. We've seen this thing do moves like that. We've seen a further 10% correction from the moment of where it closes underneath the 200-day moving average, right? We see that. What just happened? We see that. I mean, let me just measure this. I'm doing this as we go along. Is that where it is? 1 second. Let's have a look. What would 10% correction from here be? I promise you I didn't. I promise you I did not. Yeah. Let's go leave that for a minute. Oh man. I mean, like, that's what I expect. That's what I expect, right? That's what I'm expecting. But now, could we go and test the 6,700? Yeah, we could do. We could definitely do that. Because technically, if we look at this trend line that supports across this whole run, yeah, it could test there. We could see a week of rally. I would not be surprised if we don't see a week of rally. It all depends on whether this market can believe, whether they can believe that this move is real, whether the long-term effects of this can hold, and whether this is just a short-term thing. Do they believe the taco president? Because his taco is now moving both directions, not just one. So this is where we are. I believe that the medium term is terrible. Terrible. Until, I would say, and this is what I'm hoping on, even though the new Fed chair is going to be coming in and he's seen as the hawk, right? If he cuts, which I think he's going to, even though he shouldn't, if he cuts, I think that will cause a momentary start where the bottom of this market will be, and we'll start moving up from there. I still think this is going to go down. I mean, look, on Bitcoin on a larger time frame, we're holding a beautiful level, right? An absolute beautiful level at this moment. Let's get rid of this. We've seen like we've not only broken out of this move, right? But also we're sitting above a super key level. At the same time, if we look at the there's a graph I can't show you. It's given to me by, I have access to a terminal that I can't say to you that I have access to. So this is just whatever. But the level of support sits, okay, here we go, at 68,185. 68,125. Don't ask me how I know that. I showed it in the Alpha Hunters group. They saw it. Ponky, what's going on? What's happening right now? Wait, I feel like there's some sort of stress going on at the moment. What's happening? So what was it? 68. Okay, what was it? It was I need to stop riding my bike and get trashed Honda went up. 68,185. No, I actually 68,248. 68,000. I zoomed in. 68,245. There. That's the cascade number. I'm being attacked by derivatives or biblical. I don't. What? Okay, whatever. Just. Oh, fighting in the background. All right. There's that. Guys, can you just stop? Can you just stop? Punky, you talk a lot for not giving any gifts. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, show your prowess by sending them some stuff. Yeah, talking all big stuff. But that's it. That's the level. 68,240. Well, it's actually 248, right? But if we, I give my valuable time. Yeah, okay. That's what brokies say. Bro, you come here and spam a lot of crap. What did you expect? Exactly. It's brokey talk. But yeah, that's where we are. So if we see a retrace and close below the 68,245, we are going down. There's nothing else to describe, right? Right now, I'm looking for a point I'm looking for, look, we could, honestly, I really do think we could go up higher. There is a chance that we could, I mean, we're holding some extreme levels on the, I mean, on the hourly, we've done massive levels of market structure shift. We're holding key levels. Like, this thing is ready to run. It really is. It looks like it's ready to run. But, wait, what's 68,250? That's the cliff level. If Bitcoin closes below that, it will go down aggressively fast, really fast. VIX hit 30 today. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the VIX as well, you see, like, you know what I mean. Is Sanazd? It's Sanazd, yeah, it's Sanazd. You see, remember when I said to you guys that the VIX is super duper key and 30 is the number? Like, if it gets above 30, things get really hairy. And it's very convenient that it peaked and then Donald Trump sent a tweet. What he says and what comes out and what is stated on the current news 20. I know, but it tapped the 30. Right? You see that all of what he's doing is extremely well planned. It's extremely well planned. It is. He stopped. You know what he's like. You know who he was in this time. He's the market maker. Like, you know, when you see a coin dropping and someone catches it, the market maker catches that drop, tries to hold it at that level. That's what he just did. This is where we are. We're in this environment, right? And okay, this is allegedly. Some bruh, some real bruh, right? 5 minutes before, allegedly, 5 minutes before, a lot of allegedlys, maybe, if but maybes, right? 5 minutes before, put on a long that was closed at 500 million profit. He's possibly, and this is the most important thing, he's possibly the best trader. I mean, it's almost like he may have known what was coming, but obviously that couldn't be the case because there's none of that stuff actually ever happens. Like it's I mean, it's incredible. It's possibly the best trade ever created. It's almost like there was this knowledge, like it's like that type of thing. You know, when someone has that edge in trading, that sort of trader's edge, you know, when you get that kind of understanding, and all of a sudden there's this trade that makes someone $500 million. That's how money's made, bruv. You know what I mean? Being a good trader, innit? Good trader. Only good traders, innit, know how to do that. But yeah, that's where it is. Short term, I could see this rallying a little bit more, right? I really could see it. Whether this indicates the turning of the bull run, there's a lot to get here, right? There's a lot to get here. And I want to ask this question. And I want someone to help me here. Why would there be a reason for Bitcoin to get to 90,000 right now? Apart from this tweet. What would be the reason? I'm waiting. It's okay. It's okay. I'll wait. Just throw all the understandings of why I would get there. Clarity Act could do. Clarity Act's a good one. I have news about Clarity Act. CZ Binance in 75. Why would they print money? Inflation is going to start skyrocketing. The Clarity Act passing will cause this to rally. 100%. There is a chance that could happen. But it would be fully news-based. And I still think it would be a momentary move. And I'll say this. Why would stopping the war make this move up? It was already going down before the war. I'm going to say this, right? The only thing, in my humble opinion, that could potentially move this up would be the Clarity Act passing. But how many pieces of amazing news have we had in this market that has caused absolute zero move in the markets right now? I'll say this, right? I'll say this. There is something huge going on, by the way, with the Clarity Act. Massive, right? I want this to be clear, right? On the 25th of March, there is a good evening, Albert. Say hello, Philip Mumford. How you doing? Can you get him to join the Alpha Hunters? If he joins, I'll leave. I can't deal with that pressure. So on the 25th, there is a closed meeting for the Clarity Act. And what's crazy is that there's an issue with the Clarity Act, right? And you got to start hearing about this stuff after I talk about it, as is always the case, because you always hear the first alpha here, right? So there is a meeting on the 25th of March for the Clarity Act. And it's to discuss whether the traditional markets can even maintain what the Clarity Act will be able to bring into the market, to the actual industry. When we actually wanted too long. I can't remember the last time this thing naturally climbed beautifully. When actually wanted to. Yeah, that's the thing. It's all news based at the moment. And what's interesting coming in is the CDC, the SEC, and a conglomerate of BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan are all coming to this meeting. And is at this meeting, it's going to be decided whether the Clarity Act passes or not. And it all revolves, at this current moment, all of the factors are ready. The only thing that's not ready is whether the current financial system, can maintain tokenization and understand how to govern it and be able to maintain what on-chain analytics and transactions can be worked on a 24-hour basis. This is the limiting factor at the moment. And it looks like also that the interest and yields factor has been solved, supposedly. Now, the only thing stopping it from passing is that. And that's a big problem. It's a very, very big problem. Because if the market can't run what's being proposed by the Clarity Act, this thing is going to move a couple of years down the line. That's the problem at the moment. So it's a pretty big meeting on the 25th. It's a pretty big meeting. That's a pretty big meeting. And I'll put it into the Alpha Hunters, the link for this as well, so you can have a read. Here we go. It's here. I'll put it in there so you guys can see what it is. Oh, CFTC, sorry, not CDC, CFTC. God, what is CDC? Something else. But yeah, that's a problem. And I've never thought of that. You know, if you, the 25th, it's on the 25th. And I've never thought of that. Sometimes I think adoption is crypto's biggest problem. It was going great before the institutions. Yeah, but things can only grow so much in that manner. Kick the can down the road. This is the crazy part of this, right? This is the crazy part, because we're in a scenario where we need these things to pass for this to move. And if this doesn't happen, because at this present moment, why are you doing that? Negative news has more of a reaction into the market than positive. But let's just be clear here. This news is pretty good, right? So I'm would not be surprised if this doesn't come and try and test the prior range, because we have had a clear market structure shift. So I think this could rally in the next coming days. Solana is the future of payment rails. It's battle tested. I don't think it's battle tested. I think when Trump's and Melania's tokens were launched, people couldn't take their money out for weeks. Are you bearish? Short term, relatively bullish. Mid-term, very, very bearish. Medium to long, very bullish. I'm thinking, this is my humble opinion, I think October, November, that's going to be my time. Even if we get the Clarity Act, it's going to take, like, without there being a market environment for this to move. I mean, let's have a look. Let's have a look at some stuff, right? Let's have a look at some stuff. Pay attention. Let me show you some stuff. Let me show you some stuff, right? Let me show you some stuff. As man, last night, Calvin Hill's stream, it hurt my brain, man. It hurt my brain so much. The amount of indicators that guy was throwing at you was out of this world. Lol, pay attention. The amount of indicators that guy threw at me, I was like, that my brain is hurting right now. It's actually hurting, bruv. Now, let's look at this comparison right now, right? Because this is an interesting one. I was looking at the other day. We have some key support bands, and also we have some key indicators of where things will go lower. And if we look at this market, if you look at the S&P 500 in relation to gold, because that balance is extremely key, right? If we look at that, low, pay attention. Oh yeah, I know. I'm glad I'm not the only one, because that guy's hurting my brain. October, that would correspond with historical cycle, right? Yep. Also business cycle and various other aspects as well, and also it corresponds with the midterms ending as well. Good catch there, Cryptus. Now, if we look at prior runs, right? If you look at prior runs, let me build this here. Actually, let me get a bit closer. I think that's it. I don't want to be, this is, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, we need to hold that level so badly. What's interesting? You think the bottom is in? We'll see. We'll see. The institutions is waiting for Clarity Act. Will want cheaper Bitcoin, so makes sense. It's not about the Bitcoin. Clarity Act's got nothing to do with Bitcoin. It's about stable coins. Bitcoin is not really the clarifying factor of this. What's crazy about this, right? And what history shows? I mean, that's crazy. Look, what history shows is that if we look at previous midterm runs, right, there's a stark comparison between the two. If we look at what happened here to what happened here, what's happening here. It's, I mean, let me take a screenshot of this bad boy so I can compare it. You're wrong, mate. Many instructions are only allowed to by ETFs. The Clarity Act fixes that. The Clarity Act provides a framework for stablecoins and the legal framework for investing into altcoins and cryptocurrency. Yeah, for sure, but it's not necessarily related to the price of Bitcoin. That's what I'm saying. It's not a relating factor. If that was the case, they would be heavily buying right now, and they're not. Let me just put this here. I don't want to say anything, right? And I'm not the biggest fan of correlations in this matter. But like, what's happening here is very reminiscent of what happened in the last time this moved as well, when we were in these type of economic environments. I don't know. What we have to hope, and this is the hope that we have to have, right? And I want this to be, we're going to need to look at a moment where we have to see a complete, do you think the reverse carry trade could play out? No, I don't think so. I don't think that. I think we're fine at the moment. The yen against the dollars is it's still weak, so it's not a problem, right? When you see the yen start gaining strength against the dollar, then you should start worrying. That's the key indicator. Can we look at SPX, please? If 6480 breaks, could it go to 61? I think it's sub 6,000 is on the cards for the S&P 500, but we'll see. We'll see. What's happened? What we'll need to see at this moment, after this hard of a pullback, right? It's for a violent and aggressive rally in this market. Do you think depegging USR recently and 25 million explain could give some ammo to the Clarity Act? Look, I want to say this. I would say the only thing that's causing the Clarity Act to not go through right now, because every single institution is creating, a financial institution is creating some form of blockchain technology or what is it called, product or anything, something on that level which can utilize what they're going through, right? All of them are doing this. They're all creating it already. It's the next movement forward. And so they're all preparing themselves. It's now just the only thing that's needed is whether the actual current system if they can actually withstand what's coming. Because think of it this way. I was thinking about it the other day, right? If our man Larry Fink would said the future of the economy and everything is tokenization, just think of what they would need to handle. They're getting ready to send XRP to a 1K. Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised. I think the whole world could deal with some XRP. I wouldn't mind having XRP in my wallet. I love XRP. XRP Maxi here always. 100%. It's my favorite thing of all time. XRP. What? See, okay, XRP. You know, XRP, someone joined. XRP is really could potentially see all-time highs this year, especially with the Clarity Act. There's nothing else that matters. I mean, Ripple has nothing to do with it, obviously, but XRP itself could really, really get there. They seem to be selling a lot of it, but apart from that, it seems to be going well. Maybe we can pick it up. If it gets down to around like the 65 to 50, I'll buy. I think around that level, I'll buy a lot of it. I mean, technically, we have seen did I say a 50% retrace? That was a long time ago. I mean, we are coming to the We have tapped the 0786, so it's only up from here. I can only see that. But you know, I still believe this is going to have a place. If this thing goes back down, but even potentially down to 50 cents, 60 cents, I'll buy a lot of it. Ripple IPO, yeah, Ripple IPO, not XRP. They're getting Ripple. Let's make that clear. Ripple is getting it. Ripple is getting that. No one else. But yeah, that's where we are. I bet you didn't know about the meeting on Wednesday. All of what's happening right now is a stopgap to what's going to come in the future. I would be unbelievably. I got a notification from TT an hour later. That's how it works. He was still talking about Larry Fink. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Larry Fink and tokenization, right? Just of what he's saying. Right now, there are 500 billion in tokenized assets. Right now, without the Clarity Act being passed. And the market of what tokenization can be, could be in the tens of trillions of dollars. And they would need to have systems in place to be able to withstand that. Because look, you understand, right now, even doing transactions in a bank, trading certain assets, there are different zones and different organizations and different factors that monitor that. How are they going to build an infrastructure or have an infrastructure ready to be able to manage what happens in our industry? This is 24 hours. How are they going to manage $10 trillion worth of transactions a minute, 24 hours a day? Who is going to manage that? Who's that? Who's going to do that? Who? The SEC. Is the SEC going to do that? Who's going to do that? The CFTC. Are they going to do that? The SWIFT system, Miles, has time periods. Do you understand what I mean? There isn't this system. SWIFT is one road. Imagine it's one road. And why do you think the SWIFT system, when you want to send money from A to B, takes a week? Do you understand this? Do you understand how archaic the system is right now to be able to withstand what's coming their way? They're gonna have to create, and that's why the Clarity Act passing could be only a momentary thing. The effects of it are only going to settle when there is a real framework for this to be working in that manner. That's the only issue that I have, and it's such a the thing that I didn't think of, because we're so easily entrenched in the system where everything works perfectly, but you know, regulatory clarity is a bit shaky. When there's regulatory clarity, you're going to need systems to be able to manage and look after that. But if we don't have that, if we're not capable of doing that, even the Clarity Act passing will mean that what's stated there may not work in the right way. I'll come up with something to tokenize, and we will tremendous amount of beautiful dollars. Yeah. Yeah. I also think something else is coming. There is a narrative that people are missing right now. There's a narrative people are missing because there's a rule being passed right now, right? And I was talking about it briefly the other day, and I'll talk about it now here for everyone that's sitting. I mean, I would like it if people could press the like button, maybe share a few times, but you know. I think there is going to be a narrative based around tokenized prediction markets. And the reason why I say that is because there is I was talking to an individual, right, that works in that field, in I can't say the word, the G field, right, games field. And they are watching, and when I say they're watching with billions of dollars waiting to move, right? Billions of dollars waiting to move into this industry, and they're watching one court case decision. And that is, in this court case decision, which I will link into the Alpha Hunters group, you can check that out, link in bio, right? Is the clarification of what prediction markets settle as. And when that court case ends, because there's 3 different definitions of where they sit, the natural progression of that is into cryptocurrency, because it is perfectly melded together. Perfectly. And what's crazy is that they haven't entered, and you think, why is prediction markets, and people who create prediction markets have are insanely wealthy, they have a full set of whoop, what just happened? Are you joking? Ah! This is hilarious. TikTok keeps saying that I'm being inactive. So, again, just so I need to shake my hands. I keep forgetting that I need to shake my hands. Right? I might have to put like a video on the bottom or something. You missed the alpha. I got kicked out because I was being inactive. This is how it works. This is how it works. Anyway, whatever. Cool. For the YouTube guys, you're okay. They got it. Everyone on the tube heard everything I was wanting to say. And you guys have to watch it back. That's how it works. Unfortunately, that is the way life rolls. You don't join you don't join the tube, you miss the move. You don't join the tube, you miss the move. That's how it works, bruv. I think I'm done. All right. Thank you very much, guys. It was very nice meeting Eagle. You know, it's crazy. It's like I moved my face up because people couldn't see me, right? Because I was underneath the word, and I realized that's why people were not joining in. I just saw a screen and my face in between the words, so it didn't work, right? So I just made that bit black, and now because that bit's black, and then we need to follow your YouTube channel. You will repeat. Yeah, if I see 10 people join up to my tube from here, then I'll Road's going for it. Go Road, share it to everyone. Why is Road the only one sharing it? Why is no one else sharing it? Go. Come on, we need to get 100 people in here, or 10 followers on the tube. I'm watching. Road is a legend, honestly. Road is a legend. When I go to Dubai, I will be. TikTok is back on then. No. It's the from TikTok. I'll talk about prediction markets. I need 10 followers, bruv. 10. That's all I want. I'm gonna be one of those streamers. Come on, let's get it. Let's hit it. 10. We just it abruptly ended because apparently, when I was talking about the biggest alpha in this industry, TikTok was like, you're inactive and I don't care. So I have to be more handsy with the way I talk, because if I'm like this, I can then talk about these kind of things. And if I'm actually sign language doing this type of thing like this, right? That's how I know that I'm active in it, bruv. Wow. Okay, not even 10. Wanted to make sure you're a bot or not. I don't know what was going on. It's the wildest thing. I don't get why it does this. It doesn't make sense to me. I can see your screen on YouTube much better, bruv. I did say it. Everyone's like, but I'm on the throne, and like, why do I have to do that? And then, okay. So what I was saying? What I was saying, now that we have 29 people back, is this. There's a quote, as I said, the only reason why they haven't moved into cryptocurrency, right? Because it's a perfect maturity of the asset that they have, is because they're legally not allowed to do it. Do you understand what I mean? They're legally not allowed to do it. Speak for yourself, lol. Yeah. Come on. It's every man's dream. I'm just making the hand movements. It's every man's dream to be able to work while there is, like, throne action of voguing. right? But this is what I'm trying to say to you, right? This is where we are. So the only reason why they haven't gone into it is because of that they're legally not allowed to do it. And if they're legally not allowed to do it, and this court case is going to give a definition of whether their legality and their clarification of what they are comes out, and it sets the precedent for them to be able to go into this industry, then that's going to be the next narrative. Mark my words. And there are two companies. One, I know someone that works on it. And two, that I know are actively creating the groundwork to do this. But what I tell you is the matter. Would I tell you? Should I tell you what company that is? I will say this. So what's the money play there? Oh, God, I want to tell you. All I will say is this. All I'll say is that I will put the court case down. Why am I a zero member of the team? TikTok, what's wrong with you? Nothing's wrong with them. It just wants me to vogue because it's a dancing platform, right? So I'm doing the robot. It's the robot. Do you like my robot skills? Is this the type of crypto content that you? Is this the crypto content that TikTok wants? You know, like dancing. All right. Okay. Cool. Enough of that. You don't want to see any of that. What I will say is this. What TikTok said it was the dancing thing. What I'll say is this. If I will put the court case down, right? I will place it down in the free section, and this is going to be something that you guys need to do because as much as I want to give this out for free, it has to be something for the benefit of the community as well. So in the Alpha Hunters group, in the general section, there's going to be a market analysis part there, right? It's completely free. There's also a paid section, but this is the free section. I'm going to put the court case down. And if you do a bit of snooping, you'll get two names that come out. Two names. One of them, I might be doing work for in the future. And the other one is very well known. Those two, and this is some like real knowledge that no one else is going to be talking about, are actively looking to get into our industry. Actively. And the only reason why they're not is because of their clarification of where they sit on the legality. Thank you so much for the hat. It means a lot. If only I can get that follow count to get to 100K. But, you know, all you guys don't follow me anyway. So that's the yeehaw. Thank you so much. And that's the thing I'm going to say. I can't say anything. I can't, because I'm contractually bound to what I'm going to be doing with them. I can't put the names of who they are in the Alpha Hunters, but I'll put the court case down. I'll put the court case down there, and it will give you an understanding of who they are. Well, Coinbase already does predict and Polymarket is probably the one you're talking about. I can't say it. Because that I can't say it. I'm looking at this for information. No, I can't say it. But if it comes in the right category, the Polymarket if it comes in the right category, it's gonna be massive. It's going to be massive because it's the purest form of our industry and what everyone does, right? And what the market wants right now. And it is Yeah, but Senate is about to ban sports on prediction platforms. I can't say it. Cryptus, I can't say it. I can't say it. I really would love to say it, but I can't say it. It's like, it's my business. You know what I mean? You can. I can't. I can't. It's my business. I can't do that. I've signed stuff. I don't want to go. I don't want to be like, bear with me, guys. I'm gonna get it out. Are you hiring? Maybe someone is looking for a job. What's your credentials? I mean, I don't like the hiring from my community. That type of, unless there's something super exceptional. Do you end up pulling the that word on XRP? Lol. Are you a part of the hype? Now I'm all in on XRP. I'm all in XRP. I made 40K the other day, all into XRP. That's my wick. That's my XRP. That's my XRP wick. What are you talking about? It's like, wow, look, that's me. That one's me. Put it all into that. But seriously, if this gets like sub $1, I will be buying XRP. There's only so much like a religious following that I'm going to not like follow. It would be wild for me not to follow. Genuinely, it would be absolutely wild for me to not follow this thing. See, this is the thing. Some people poop on it for what they say they're going to do. I don't give a... Most of these tokens say they're going to do a lot of stuff. They don't do anything. But they don't have the following of XRP. You'd be nuts. And look, the SEC revealed look, okay. I want to have actually, can I put a poll? I want to put a poll. I want to understand how many of you guys actually read that report. Where's my poll? How do I do a poll? Does anyone know how to do polls? What's a poll? 1 second. How do I do a poll in this thing? I said poll way too many times. How do I do a poll? Is that how you do a poll? What's this? Is that how you do a poll? Nope. That's not how you do a poll. How do I turn this off now? Wait, how do I do a poll? Okay, that's how you turn it off. That's not how you do a poll. I figured that out. Okay, poll. There you go. Okay, quick poll. Don't gonna lie, that was kind of busy with something else. All right, okay. All right, what's this quick poll? 1 minute. All right, okay. Emoji poll, right? All right, it's an emoji option, right? The smile is yes, the cry is no. How many of you guys read the SEC report that literally states to you what tokens are not securities? How many of you watched? I put that in there, by the way. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll put it up there. All right. Here we go. How many of you, right, lazy bums, lazy dudes, right? Right? How many of you read that thing I put in there? That literally tells you that literally tells you, right, what exact tokens the SEC, the guys that hated crypto, the SEC, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me with that. Don't lie to me. Don't lie. You like all 68 pages? Bruh. It okay. All right. You know what? Yes, all 68 pages. It literally tells you what to buy. They're literally telling you what to buy. No, I didn't read all of it. It's the governing body that's going to look after cryptocurrency has revealed exact levels, exact definitions, and which cryptocurrencies that they're grandfathering in as non-securities. What do you think that those tokens will do when the Clarity Act passes? It's all there. Oh my God. Bruh. No, it's more than 16 tokens. It's he gave us a list. I ain't giving you a list. No, it's all there. It's more than that. It gives you categories. The categories are really important. No? All right. Okay, fine. No problem. I'll just read it. And I'll get the ones that make sense. And everyone will be like, but how did you know this? I put it into the group. Avi's pretty good. It's not done a lot, to be honest. But yeah, it's all right. I mean, there's going to be a few coins. I'm building a list of which coins that I'm going to read as a story. What, 68 pages? I'm going to create a list. I'm going to create a list of tokens that I'm going to be looking at. All right. Yeah. I'm going to make a list. Also, all right, another thing I want to tell you guys, right? Another thing I want to tell you guys is that Elon Musk's X money is launching, I think, next week, in 2 weeks' time. And there are rumors you're going to be able to trade crypto on there. So I would be keeping an eye on Doge if I were you. Because that's what I did. Because that narrative is definitely going to come back. When that thing is launched, all of X is going to be talking about, oh, is it Dogecoin? Is it Dogecoin? Is it Dogecoin? That's the thing. X payments with Doge? Is it Doge? It's going to be Doge on there, right? It's going to be the closer it gets to that, this narrative is going to come back. And if it does, I better get some gifts in it, brev. It's in Alpha Under somewhere. What do you mean it's Alpha Under? It's in link in bio. You can see it. It's all there. There's a free entry bit to it. It's in that. Okay. It's in the X payments is XRP, not a chart. Maybe they could trade XRP on there. I mean, if oh, sorry. 1 second. Little dance interlude. Okay. If XRP the head of a product X is a huge Solana bull. It's true. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to like if they thought on a block tag. It's pretty good. Yeah. I think block tag could there's a potential future for it. I haven't really looked into the tokenomics here really, but I need to check. Yeah. Where did you put these? If 68 pages, you said. Oh, is everyone interested now? Is everyone interested? When I said read this is important, everyone was like, yeah, fire emojis, 6. Whoa, that's incredible. 68 pages. I work on sentences, bruv. This is crypto. Chop chop. I'm not here to get something for free if you're not going to do all the work. I thought X payments was going to be use XRP as well. No, it's not going to be XRP. It's apparently not going to be based around cryptocurrency, but it might have you'll be able to trade cryptocurrency in the future, and that will be revealed as time goes by, as people are utilizing it. You're very funny, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I like to make things a little bit humorous in this crazy world. You know what I'm talking about? This is the thing I'm trying to say. So keep an eye on these things. These are like little things, that narratives that are sitting around there. And I will also look at this narrative as well, right? Remember that FUD around World Liberty Finance? Remember that FUD that happened that turned out to be not true? And then everyone just like disappeared. And everyone was like, oh, I'm sorry. We just tanked the token and it just disappeared into nothing, right? Who are the main people pushing the Clarity Act? I'm going to make origami while we talk. Who are the... Actually, I really do feel like making origami. Who are the main people that are pushing the Clarity Act? Hit me up. I'm in. What? I love when people just like don't start with a sentence. Just like they're just in between. They're just in between the sentence, and I'm just like, what? Yeah. Coinbase, Trump, Trump family. What other thing did they own that also have it as a stable coin that got fudded really badly, but turned out not to be true? I would keep an eye on that. Just saying, I would keep an eye on the main drivers of this Clarity Act going through. And at the same time, if this thing passes, the World Liberty Finance that has a stable coin, where the Clarity Act is going to come through, where stable coins are going to be mainstream, maybe look into that. Make sense, everyone? Does that make sense to everyone? Maybe give that a bit of your time, because if you want to kind of understand the how this family is working, how that they're, you know, two of their family members, including the leader of the country itself, has a meme coin, and at the same time they're fully pushing for cryptocurrency, and they've created stable coins where the Clarity Act is going to be based around the importance of stable coin. Maybe look into that. Isn't the Bonk Launchpad have a deal with Liberty Finance? Yes, they do. Found it, J's. Yeah? Do you understand what I'm talking about here? All right, cool. Well, it's nice to look at my follow count go up by 1. That was really kind of that one person to go, you know what? You know, this guy's pretty cool. I'll give him a follow. Okay, look, I will say this, right? I appreciate you guys completely. Right, you guys are absolutely incredible. I'm gonna call it a day because I'm absolutely knackered. That was me. I know. Those guys, you're amazing. I love your what's it called? Your NFT that you have on your Pudgy Penguin NFT. Did you buy it? Don't think so. And then we could go from there. Turek, no, it's enough. Honestly, we appreciate the time, chat, man. I appreciate you all being here. It means a lot. Cheers, bro. I appreciate everyone who's going around. All the likes and the follows and TikTok. By the way, I'm still here. Don't cut me off early, and we can go from there, right? So we understand where we're going, and we understand the narrative. We understand what Trump is doing, midterm, long term, what's happening, where I think it's going to be going on, what narratives I'm looking at, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it costs 100 ETH. Yeah, man. Oh, wait, I have it as well. 1 second. 1 second. Can I change my? Where's your channel page? Where is the Alpha Hunters group? It's on the link. Where in Alpha? I'll put. Just look. It's there. And anyway, whatever. Okay, cool. Look, love, peace, affection. All you guys are incredible. I mean, see you tomorrow. I'm here 7:30 until 9 in the evening every single day. You guys are amazing. I'll catch you guys later. All that sort of stuff. Peace, affection, and all that jazz. All right. Make sure you follow, like, and comment, and all that kind of stuff. Take care. Peace. Bye bye. All right. Okay. For the YouTube guys as well, make sure you check out the Alpha Hunters group as well. It's I mean, the majority of it's free. If you want to go into it, you can also check out the paid options as well. All right. Catch you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna leave. Peace out. Take care. Bye.